So why did I spend 169 bucks on one of these things? Hey guys, it's Derek and welcome back to my channel. I haven't bought a mouse. In fact, until recently, I hadn't owned a computer, an actual computer, not an iPad, but an actual computer for a long time. But as you can see in the previous video, I purchased a MacBook Pro recently. Look, I have nothing against trackpads of any sort. In fact, they're very convenient. They're useful for 99.9% of everything you have to do because it's there right on the computer. You don't need any extra bits. You can put the whole computer on your lap and you can just go about your business. But when I thought about this, my main use for this computer, the main reason why I bought this and not just kept using my iPad Pro like I've been for a couple of years now, is the fact that I use Davinci Resolve to edit my videos. I've been toying with the idea that I would get the $600 or so Blackmagic speed editor because, to be frank, using a trackpad to edit video kind of sucks. It's doable, definitely. I really prefer the Apple Pencil for this, but I've also mentioned in another video that I didn't like the fact that my iPad Pro, which is only an M1 chip, was very laggy and the footage was very jerky when I tried to edit it, and I found it really difficult to use. So I've had no issues whatsoever with the MacBook Pro, but even though I have had this temptation to keep touching the screen and swiping, it doesn't work. And the only way you can, just using MacBook Pro without any other accessories, is to use the trackpad that is built in to edit your videos. And I just find it super clunky. It's doable, but I prefer something better. So hence, I got this thing. So it's the Logitech MX Master 3S, designed specifically for Mac, and it's 169 bucks at Officeworks. So it's a lot of dough for a mouse. In fact, the Apple Magic Mouse is like $120, and you can get a normal mouse for like 20 bucks. So what makes this mouse stand out compared to all the other mice? So first of all, this mouse does not require one of those USB dongle things which connects via Wi-Fi, because Macs no longer have a USB-A port. They have Thunderbolt, which is USB-C, and those little dongles don't fit in one of those. So wireless in that sense is not an option. And the good thing about this is this connects via Bluetooth. So it's still wireless, no cables, and it doesn't have that silly rollerboard thing that gathers all the dust and all the lint and stuff like in the old mice. Completely wireless, rechargeable by USB-C here. It has multiple buttons, so it's got your normal scroll wheel. It's got the left and right button. Haven't quite worked out what this one is. Back, forward button. This other button to change the app that's on the screen. And this is the killer. This allows you to scroll forward and back on the Davinci Resolve timeline, and this is a game winner for me, and I love this. This is the reason I bought it, because of this scrolling thing which allows you to move back and forth in timeline. So this mouse is super intuitive. You can actually connect it to a website and allows you to download software updates seamlessly. In this box, which I already opened obviously to start using the mouse, there's not a lot in here. The box, this is by no means as posh or elegant as an Apple product, mind you. It's a black cardboard box, nothing special. It's got a couple of pieces of paper in it, which we know we never read. It's got a USB-C to USB-C charging cable. Trust me, it's not in here, but it's there. And that's pretty much it. There's nothing else in here. But the proof is in the pudding. This is a Logitech mouse, and I'm just going to show you the one killer feature. But before I do that, let me just repeat, these buttons are all customizable using the website. So the killer feature with this mouse that I got here is this scroll wheel. Okay, so I've got the mouse, if you look at the screen, I've got the mouse here, the pointer here, and by turning the scroll wheel, I can scroll back and forth on the timeline. Okay, so all I'm doing, I'm going to hold my mouse up right here, and as I scroll with this button here, the timeline is scrolling. Now everything else kind of just works like a conventional mouse. Apart from the scroll wheel function, this is an ergonomic mouse, so your wrist is really comfortable there. Everything works like every other mouse would. I'm not sure whether I do need a mouse pad. It feels like it's scratching the table, and I'm sure that it's not the best for it. So maybe I'll get a mouse pad, maybe I won't. So this is something which I'm going to try using. I'm going to see how productive I am with it, and hopefully I won't have to spend 600 bucks on the Blackmagic speed editor. This pretty much does what I need. I just need something to scroll back and forth easily on the timeline. I can handle the rest without all these special shortcut keys and stuff. This mouse is 169 bucks. It's super expensive, but I really think that this is worth the price. If you're not using it to edit video, what are the other applications you may want to use it for? Well, if you're going to be intensively editing photos on Photoshop and stuff like that, I also don't like using the trackpad. I have in the past been using the Wacom Intuos system, which is a tablet thing with a pen. I don't know where that is, to be honest. That was super useful, but again, you've got a separate thing which is attached to the computer. I don't even know if it'll connect to this MacBook because it uses USB-A. I will probably try that one day, but even without that, I think a mouse would be super useful. It gives you the ability to do things much easier without having to do these touch gestures with the trackpad. However, if I was just using this mouse purely for clicking links in a browser or just moving the cursor from place to place in a Word document, for example, I wouldn't spend $169 on this mouse. If you really, really, really wanted a mouse, which you probably wouldn't need anyway, I would just go for a cheapie. If you're going to do a lot of editing, whether it's video or photos, this is certainly something to consider. It just speeds up your workflow, and I always talk about this in my videos. If you can speed up the workflow of any situation, it's going to be for your benefit, because you don't want to spend so much time doing here. You want to spend more time doing this. And you're not going to be able to do that if you have to come home and spend hours upon hours upon hours editing a video, when you could easily be doing it in a much smoother and much more efficient fashion. Now, this thing here has an 8K DPI, whatever that means. It's optimized for Mac OS and iPad OS, so this thing will work on an iPad Pro, which is awesome. It's perfect shaped and ideally placed thumb controls with hyper-fast pixel precise scrolling. I didn't make that up. It's actually on the back of the box. It charges via USB-C, 8 hours with 3-minute quick charge, so that's pretty good, and 70 days on a full charge. So you're not going to have to charge this more than about once every 2 months or something like that, and I don't think anyone would find that a hassle. I often used to go to my Mac computer and find that both the trackpad and the keyboard had run out of battery, but still, you just plug it in, it's not a big deal. So that's it. That's about all I can say about having a mouse for your computer. As usual, if you like my videos, give me a like, leave a comment in the section below, and let me know whether you use a mouse for your workflow. And if you find this video useful, if I've helped you in any way, please subscribe to my channel using the link in the description, and I'll catch you next time in another video. Night night.